What do you most associate with your time in Alabama?
Honestly, rednecks and Republicans. Yeah. Shall I elaborate or no?
Yeah, feel free to elaborate.
Um, I just felt like every single aspect of my entire life down there was somehow tainted by some conservative slash fundamentalist Christian slash generally ignorant bullshit. Whether like, no matter who, I just felt like everything was tainted by that shit. It's fucking fake ass Southern hospitality. Like it's not. It's a front for like bigotry and ignorance. Alabama was when I got into football and all that. So, in my high school, football was huge. And, if you don't play football, then you're just watching everybody play football. It's just kind of how it is. And a lot of my friends played too, so that was kind of a big thing. Oh, the 2020 election, very predictable. Everything people said that was going to happen in terms of Trump and Biden is happening. Like, Biden is not moving mountains like that. Aside from the stimulus check, which, thanks Biden, like, aside from that, he's not doing shit. Is it preferable to chaos and destruction from an incompetent child monster? Definitely. It doesn't have to be this is right and good and this is bad and wrong. Like, this is wrong and better. Biden sucks, Trump sucks, but we're with the best that we got. And, like, it really just shows the true colors of the American people. And it really shows that America is so not the greatest country in the world. Like how we have all these outdated documents. Then knowing the Constitution that, worked in, like
1789.
Yeah, it worked back then. Definitely worked. But I don't think the founders had any clue that things were going to be like this today. A prime example being, like 8 million people in one city, like within 12 square miles, like the fuck? And then 2 people in Wyoming? That's just one example of how the documents are not necessarily going to be relevant and applicable still 200 years later. And my heart is honestly not even in this stuff anymore. I truly feel like it's going to take so long for us as a country to start, like, prioritizing the things that we should be prioritizing. And, like, I just don't feel like we're getting anywhere with our divisiveness. Like, the fact that we're so pitted against one another, and everyone is so stubborn, and I am too. Like, I try to be as open-minded as I can, but I think all Republicans are fucking stupid. I genuinely do. But that mentality isn't helpful. I don't envision us like getting out of this vicious cycle anytime soon, but I also know that aside from a full-blown revolution, there's also no other way we can get out of this situation except by trying to do good within it. I don't think that either party winning would have changed the United States as much as people think it will or like act like it will. I feel like there was a lot of emotion tied up in the election, of course, and personally I just felt like it was going to be right back to the way it was before Trump got in. I guess that would maybe just point to say. Trump came in and was like super conservative, and people were like, yeah, strong leadership, but he's a lot more outspoken and kind of would hit people's nerves and then keep hitting their nerves, and I feel like that really is the reason that there were record voters this year and everything. But I feel like every year there's these little bit of something funny in there, but no, I definitely kind of step back and realize that it's probably not nearly as much as people say, enough to actually overturn anything in the long run. Emotionally, it was kind of hard to, know how to feel just because of how long it took. I mean, I was kind of like, it was kind of spread out over a course of time that I was kind of like, I don't really care who wins at this point, just end it, just like figure it out. But I mean, at the same time, like, I'm a plumber for a living, I was working every day, so people were kind of like, oh, did you hear about the election? I'm like, nah, dude, I'm working, I don't care about that. Have you seen Futurama?
Yeah, I love Futurama.
Whenever Bender's like taking care of the old fries, and he actually shoots the pile of outdoor votes, so, yeah, I think that's what happened in 2020. I'm assuming that was the day of the fucking Capitol riot, right? Yeah, that's what that means to me. Like that event, like I've been so numb to all the major experiences since Trump was elected. Like I was so mentally prepared for the worst. I was just numb when shit happened. But that day when the Capitol riot happened, like that was the first time in years, and in over 4 years, I'd really been like, holy fuck, this is so fucked up. I think like that is the epitome. Like honestly, that event epitomizes the worst parts of the right wing, which are fucking like hypocrites more than anything. Like these people who are like Blue Lives Matter and then just fucking attack Capitol officers in the fucking National Guard. I'm not a patriot. I'm not someone who's like, oh, I love America and all. But when I saw these photos of these absolute redneck butts with their feet propped up, like on the desk and just chilling there like it was their property, it made me want to vomit, because it just shows how little respect they have for an institution that they claim to both have respect for, but they also want to destroy at the same time. I feel like these things just show the true colors of who Americans have become, I think. Maybe always were. I don't know. I feel like it's never as surprising to me as it is to other people. That was the Capitol riots, right? So I don't even, I think the whole thing was just crazy. I don't really know how to feel about it, I mean, I definitely want to say it's out of character for the right. I mean, of course, throughout history, we've always had stuff like that happen, on both sides. And, I feel it was the wrong way to respond, for sure, I don't feel like there was anything that warranted that, and it shouldn't happen, I really feel like it was a very poor representation of how we should be conducting ourselves, win or lose.
Where do you think this sort of like emotion behind the riots came from?
I feel like there were a lot of people on, like, believe everything, listen to everything Trump says, if Trump says it's the word, then it's the law, and, he kind of resonated with a lot of people because he was such a polarizing candidate, and that led some people to go a lot further than they should have, or ever would have, had it been someone else, And I've seen a lot of stuff that says, you know, he instigated it and everything, and I don't know that I would say that he did or he didn't, you know? I mean, just, of course, him being who he is, some people are going to react like that, you know? And they were protesting, and they went too far. That's really what it is, to me at least. That's probably the worst I've ever articulated anything, but I hope it goes well. All right. Goodbye. Oh, yeah. All right, man. It was nice talking to you, you know? Anytime you have anything like this, you know, even if it's not anonymous or anything like that, I don't have any problem helping you out and doing all that. All right. Goodbye.